is the founder of Goodman Lantern. So hi Raj, would you be able to kind of briefly explain to the audience who you are and what you do?
Firstly, very nice to meet you. So my name is Raj Goodman Lantern, as you just mentioned. I'm based in the UK and I run a company called Goodman Lantern. We are a team of native English content writers. This is my third company. In the past, I've sold one company in the event space, but actually I'm an engineer by profession. I studied AI at university, did some research in AI, and my focus really is to help in the space of my clients in digital marketing, and to really focus my attention on the strategies for B2B companies, which is basically business to business companies, and really help them to expand their reach, to sell better and grow faster.
And I loved your kind of journey of how you went from an engineer to now in content marketing and content writing. So I was wondering, what was your journey like founding Goodman Lantern?
Well, Ruhi, before I kind of jump into Goodman Lantern, maybe it's best to kind of explain a little bit about my past. So before Goodman Lantern, I was working for a large European company. When I joined them, they were about 7.5 million euros of revenue, and I helped them grow that to 45 million euros of revenue, and with all on the back of storytelling, of writing good content, and narrating content to get buy-ins from customers. This is what I really enjoy. This is what I love, and I have a different sort of strategy towards content writing and storytelling from an engineer's perspective. So I'm think of it as a very strategic way of looking at growth for a company. And at the end of the day, companies buy from companies that they like, they resonate with. And to tell your story as a company is really important. And so I really recommend companies and organizations to focus on their story, their brand, the personal brand of the company's founders and team members as well. So I saw that growth, and I was taking 280 flights from my previous company. I realized that actually this is this is not sustainable for the long term. So I said I'm going to move away from the organization and start my own business and help organizations to have their own company vibe, story, and their content out at scale. So our organization works with a large number of industrial technology companies, manufacturing companies, healthcare and medical companies to tell their story as an organization to their audiences, help them scale up their content writing so they can get more customers, we can convert faster, and they can sell better in the process. And that's Goodman Lantern. Found the company roughly about 6 years back, and we've been growing rapidly over the last 2 to 3 years.
Thanks very much for kind of sharing everything and how it all kind of culminated into Goodman Lantern. So my next question is, so what is B2B digital marketing and content writing? And could you also share a bit on what are the benefits, and then also how can businesses kind of implement this into their current strategies?
Right, a lot of good questions there, Ruhi. Thank you. So B2B digital marketing really is business to business marketing done through technology and online digital, using all the above to really put together a strategy which allows the company to meet, explain, convert, and retain customers. But that what I mean is, traditionally, if you just kind of go back to 100 years back, there was no internet, there was no real means to communicate with the customers in real time. Today, the opportunity is to talk to your customers and get found online through the, obviously there's telephone, there's radio, there's television, but online is a very fascinating way of getting connected with customers because it's quick, it's effective, it's efficient, it's trackable. So everything you do online or through digital media is easily traceable and trackable. And once you understand what works for you, you can scale that up infinitely in principle. The idea is there was a time when we used to use newspapers and billboards to get the brand out there. But these are all very costly and they're hard to really track. So how many people read the newspaper and contact you versus maybe billboards where they see that they're walking around the streets of London or Singapore, for example? That's very hard to track. But with online medium, you can actually get out your content, your emails, your Facebook ads, for example, and get them to learn about you, sample your content, for example, sample your product or service, for example, and then buy from you, which makes it a little bit easier for the customer to find the right supplier, also a supplier for you to find the right customer for your business. It's all done, obviously, I would say mainly done through digital, and then at some point leads to a connection either face to face or via Zoom or maybe via email, for example, as well. So all done digitally. This helps businesses to grow faster. Now they are in general look at the different businesses is B2C and is B2B. B2C obviously is more business to customer. So when you're buying, for example, trousers or shirts or cars, generally that is a B2C business. So when you sell to consumer as a business. B2B is more about a business selling to another business within the industry. Now, B2B uses a lot of different ways. As I mentioned before, there is newspapers and there are radio, but online seems to be working really well for B2B companies because it allows them to track and trace their customers and target the specific niche or niche they are in as such. Why it works is because it helps them convert better. And from our experience, our customers have learned that organic SEO, which is SEO by optimizing your website, your content to rank higher on sites like Google, makes you discoverable even easier. It is a very long-term and sustainable way to keep getting customers. Obviously, on digital, there are multiple ways to get customers. You can do Facebook ads, Google ads. You can run campaigns on YouTube. You can send emails out. You can do LinkedIn, for example. But what we've discovered is that larger B2B customers get found generally through sites like Google, Bing, and for that they need to either run ads in Google, for example, or Bing, or they can rank their site higher on Google. But ranking the site higher on Google is a long-term strategy. It needs a lot of different work, including optimizing your website, building engaging content. Many a times, content writing, content creating is time consuming, and clients find it difficult to do that themselves. That's where company like us comes in. We write content on their behalf. We spend a lot of time to really learn about their company focus, the core values, their mission, their vision. So that when we write for our customers, we are writing authentically in their tone. More importantly, we resonate to their customers who they want to attract as well. In this way, we have seen that we have able to help increase conversions by 40% for our customers in healthcare startups, healthcare mid-market companies. We also help companies within the KPO market, organizations who are in the SaaS market. So a lot of different companies, we've been able to increase their conversion by about 40%. And that's based on writing a good story, writing stuff for them at scale, and being effective at doing this without them being involved. So for them, it's an autopilot, which is what they want to do, focusing on their core business and their way of growth in a partnership with.
That's fantastic. Thanks very much for kind of sharing on B2B versus B2C. And I think the biggest takeaway for me, at least, and was kind of your point on good storytelling and autopilot customers. So creating content that's very authentic and resonating and based on the company itself and the focus and the vision. So my next question was kind of, so how to create such engaging content and where to distribute it?
Goodman Lantern. Well, the ideal scenario is that content is written or created in a way which is regular but also engaging. Many a times, organizations write content which are very much focused on the keywords, for example. So they are very, they write content which has, which maybe makes less sense for the end consumer, but has all the keywords in a way to almost deceive crawlers from Google and Bing and make them believe that their content has all the right keywords. Saying that, the crawlers and the algorithms from Google and Bing are fairly clever in today's economy. They understand what are the ways uh, people sort of um, get them engaged. And I often feel that that content should be written not with the keywords in mind always, but also keeping in mind the end consumer, the end buyer, the end customer. What we believe in is that a mix of good content which is interesting for the end user and will help them, engage them, keep them reading more, and come back for more information is where the market is going towards. And Google and Bing understand that really well, and then set the context as well of the content we're writing for the customers we write for. So eventually, the aim is to not game Google and Bing, but to create create content which is valuable for the end consumer, and that's where the real opportunity is. The more the customer and consumer stays on your website for longer, the higher the rank gets on Google. At the end of the day, you're going to write content which is actually helpful for the end consumer. They get value out of this, and this is like a funnel in which you first put in all the prospect customers who want to learn about your industry. They come to your website by using something like Google or directly to your site through recommendations. You then educate them about your industry, your company, and your service and your product value, which is the second part of the funnel, which is called MOFU, middle of the funnel activity. And then once you educate them and build trust with them, you can then convert them into paying customers. And that's BOFU, bottom of the funnel activity, BOFU, BOFU. And that's when you can convert them by using landing pages or through a call or through a Zoom conversation, for example. But you have to go through this three process of bringing them in, educating them, and then converting them into paying customers. That's the way a company can actually create engaging content. And obviously, that's where we come in, because many a times the customers are busy working on the product or service, or sort of selling the service. They have little time to market their services in the way that they can get more eyeballs and conversions. That's where we come in, because we can help them write content in their authentic tone with their values in mind, at scale, so that when they can be focused on their business and their product and their service, while we help them with the marketing part and help them write content for them. Does that answer your question, Rohi?
Absolutely, that answers my question, and thanks very much for kind of sharing that whole funnel framework as well. So, just to wrap it up, so what is the future of Goodman Lantern?
Growing rapidly as an organization. Over the last 2 to 3 years, we have been growing at 1.5 times our business, and the future really is to grow even further in the space of content writing and helping our customers to create better content for their social media, for their website, the brochures, um, and beyond, for them. We are also very focused on empowering women. So this is part of our company's sort of ethos. So most of the team members, for example, in Goodman Lantern are women, and we encourage them. We want to make sure that they are getting the same salaries as their male counterparts, which is unfortunately very uncommon in the tech and the marketing industries. We are really focused on empowering women and making them the future of our company, as well as to help the industry, especially technology, to have more women, and to help us all have a good balance between male and female within the whole ecosystem. So the focus really is, in short, to grow further at the current pace as we are right now, and to also encourage women to be in the industry and to empower them further.
Fantastic, and I'm wishing you all the success with growing your organization and also uh, creating a movement around more women in the industry and more women empowerment. Wraps it all up. So thank you very much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And do share with the audience what are the next steps and how can they get in touch with you.
Well, obviously, to find us, all you need to do is Google Goodman Lantern, goodmanlantern.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Look for Raj Goodman Anand on LinkedIn. You'll find me fairly quickly. Do connect with me and drop me a message. I'd love to hear from people. And at the end of the day, what I'm going to say is that content writing is something which is great for not only the organization but also for personal brand as well. I recommend everyone should do some content writing, either on their own, on their site, in the blogs, or even LinkedIn or Facebook, for example. I think at the end of the day, people buy from people. It's more P2P than B2B or B2C. So the more we can, get out there, talk about our mission, our vision, our interests, and inspire people, the more people will come back to us for ideas, for thoughts, and for services as well. So I do recommend that all of us do more writing, to get out there and give it a try. It takes some time to really get there in terms of improving, but it's a constant gradual process, and I'm pretty sure everybody can and should do this going forward.
Fantastic insight you shared on the end.